From AI algorithms that prevent heart attacks to new standards in global security. Hi, I'm Sasha. Join me for those stories and more as I host another exciting session of Fudo Security Weekly. Facebook has received some of the harshest criticism to date from UK MPs. A report released by the DCMS, a committee in the UK Parliament that deals with digital culture and media, has released documentation which leaves little room for anything nice to say about Zuckerberg and his social media empire. The investigation took over 18 months and looked into the details of business practices by Facebook following the Cambridge Analytica scandal. The report goes on to call Zuckerberg and Facebook digital gangsters. One could see how it's not just a shot across the bow only for Facebook, but the social media tech giants as a whole. You can see the tough language of the inquiry here in a quote. Facebook chooses profit over data security, taking risks in order to prioritize their aim of making money from user data. It goes on to say, to combat disinformation online and misuse of personal data, a radical shift in balance of power between social media platforms and the people is needed. The committee has called on major change, which in essence looks to be the first steps in regulation. There seems to be a palpable shift occurring, and the UK Parliament will surely not be the last government to take a stand against the spread of disinformation and abuse of digital political campaigning. Prevention is the best remedy. In some incredible innovation, IBM, Harvard, and MIT are teaming up to do just that. In a 3-year project, researchers and specialists will work on new ways which could predict the beginnings of a heart attack. The goal is to build algorithms which can identify specific health conditions such as cardiac arrest and atrial fibrillation. IBM's supercomputer Watson will use genomic data and other clinical patient data to increase the capability of genetic risk scoring. In the recent past, IBM and academics from Harvard and MIT have used machine learning to better understand cancer resistance to certain therapies. The project marks another fascinating step for the synergy of AI and healthcare. Gambling and other illicit content apps are abusing Apple's developer program to clandestinely gain access onto iPhones. It seems that certain individuals and firms are misusing the system that Apple has created to allow companies to share internal iOS apps with their workers. Illicit and gambling apps and programs have been distributed to the public and can be seen on the Apple Store. Needless to say, many of these don't meet Apple's App Store guidelines and are far from family friendly. It's a brand new standard, literally. The European Telecommunications Standards Institute, or ETSI for short, has introduced a globally applicable European standard which is designed to guide improvements in security for consumer IoT devices. It's hoped that this new standard will motivate manufacturers to improve built-in privacy and security protections and providing consumers a better way to compare and differentiate products available on the market. This marks another step in an increase of global security regulation, which includes GDPR from the EU, the IoT Cybersecurity Improvement Act in the US. So this kind of international standardization means that companies and governments are coming to terms with providing good security practices across the whole supply chain on a truly global scale. So folks, those are our stories for the week. Oh, and one more thing. If you haven't already heard, RSAC 2019 in San Francisco is just a couple of weeks away, and of course Fudo Security will be there. So if you're in the area, come and stop by our booth N6442. So with that, all I gotta say is share, subscribe, and stay safe, everyone.